Hello dear students, welcome to the Sita Group of Education YouTube channel, and I am here to discuss the SST chapter, Sectors of the Indian Economy. This is the chapter of class 10th in economic portion. So one by one we are going to cover each and every topic of this chapter. Okay, so the very first word, you all are able to see the flowchart which is made on the board. Okay, so the very first word which is written over here is economic activities. If we are talking about economic activities, what do you mean by economic activities? आखिर economic activities होता क्या है या इसे कहते किसको हैं हम इसे? So economic activities, anything done or any work done with the motive of earning just profits. Okay? किसी भी कार्य को सिर्फ और सिर्फ मुनाफे के मोटिव से किया जाता है उसे हम इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटीज कहते हैं। मतलब किसी भी चीज को अगर जो या किसी भी कार्य को हम कर रहे हैं तो उस कार्य करने का सिर्फ एक और एक उद्देश्य जो सिर्फ और सिर्फ प्रॉफिट कमाना होता है उसको हम इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटीज कहते हैं। अब जब हम बात करते हैं सेक्टर्स ऑफ द इंडियन इकोनॉमी, व्हेन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द सेक्टर्स ऑफ द इंडियन इकोनॉमी, वी कम अक्रॉस द थ्री सेक्टर्स। हम तीन सेक्टर्स की बात करते हैं, विच आर दोज? नंबर वन is your primary sector, okay, number 2 secondary sector and number 3 is your tertiary sector। तीन सेक्टर्स की बात की, सबसे पहले प्राइमरी सेक्टर की, दूसरी बार हमने कहा सेकेंडरी सेक्टर और तीसरा हमारा है टर्शरी सेक्टर। ओके, नाउ वन बाय वन वी आर गोइंग टू कवर ऑल दीज सेक्टर्स। ओके, आई एम गोइंग टू टेल यू व्हाट आर द हेडिंग्स व्हिच वी कवर अंडर प्राइमरी, सेकेंडरी एंड टर्शरी sectors। When we are talking about economic activities, then also we come across the three stages. The very first one is your primary economic activities, which is included under primary sector। इसको हम primary sector के अंदर include करते हैं। दूसरी चीज कही हमने secondary sector। secondary sector के अंदर आता है secondary economic activities, and the last one is your tertiary economic sector, जिसे हम tertiary sector के अंदर include करते हैं। Now one by one we are going to cover each and every sector and the activities, economic activities of each and every sector. Now first of all, when we are talking about the primary economic activities, that is which come under the primary sector, जो primary sector के अंदर आते हैं, उन primary economic activities के बारे में हम सबसे पहले जानेंगे। तो वो primary sector या primary economic activities में कौन कौन सी चीजें आती हैं? Number one is your agriculture, number two animal husbandry, fishery, forestry, mining, etc. These things are coming under your primary economic activities. Now first of all we are going to discuss about what is primary sector, कि आखिर primary sector होता क्या है। All those things which we get from our nature, all those things which we get from our natural habitat, we इंक्लूड देम अंडर प्राइमरी सेक्टर। हमें जो कुछ भी हमें हमारी प्रकृति से जो हमें मिलता है, जो प्राप्त होता है, उसे हम प्राइमरी सेक्टर के अंडर इंक्लूड करते हैं। सबसे पहले हमने बात की एग्रीकल्चर की। व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय एग्रीकल्चर? एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर एवरीवन नोज, ओके, एज वी नो दैट आवर इंडिया इज जनरली बेस्ड ऑन एग्रीकल्चर। ओके, एग्रीकल्चर इज द बैकबोन ऑफ आवर इंडियन इकोनॉमी। Animal husbandry, fishery, forestry and mining, these all come under your primary sectors, and these all, whatever the work is done in these fields, this comes under your primary economic activities. Okay, so primary sector, all the primary activities जो होती हैं, जो भी हमारी primary activities होती हैं, वो सारी की सारी हमारे primary sector के अंदर आती हैं। जो मैंने आपसे बताया कि जो भी हमें प्रकृति से जो चीजें हमें प्राप्त होती हैं, all those things which we get from our nature, our natural habitat, those are included under the primary sector. Okay, after that we move on to the secondary sector. Now whatever the things which we extract from the secondary sector, okay, from our nature, the conversion of that product into the secondary product is done under secondary sector। मतलब कि जो हम चीजें प्रकृति से प्राप्त करते हैं और उनको उन चीज़ों को हम उनका रूप परिवर्तित करके उनको किसी दूसरे चीज़ में हम उन्हें बना करके तैयार करते हैं, वो हमारी सेकेंडरी सेक्टर में आ जाते हैं। और जो वो एक्टिविटीज़ हम करते हैं वो कहलाती हैं सेकेंडरी इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटीज़। ओके, सो what are the things which come under the secondary sector or secondary economic activities? Number one is your manufacturing, then is your cottage industries, small scale industries and large industries. Okay, now with the help of an example I am going to explain you how the primary sector and secondary sector work with each other. First of all, if we take an example of sugarcane, okay, first of all we are taking the example of sugarcane. Under which heading sugarcane comes? Under agriculture. What? Sugarcane. Now sugarcane we are obtaining from our nature, okay, it is a natural thing and we are getting it from the agriculture sector, and agriculture sector is coming under the primary sector. Now from here this from this agricultural sector, when sugarcane is taken to the secondary sector, जब हम शुगर केन को सेकेंडरी सेक्टर में ट्रांसपोर्ट करते हैं, जब इसे प्राइमरी सेक्टर से निकाल करके हम सेकेंडरी सेक्टर में ले जाते हैं, देन व्हाट इज द प्रोसेस ऑफ शुगर केन, व्हाट इज द पर्पस ऑफ शुगर केन? दिस शुगर केन इज कन्वर्टेड इनटू शुगर. ओके, दिस शुगर केन इज कन्वर्टेड इनटू शुगर. शुगर केन को हम शुगर में चेंज करते हैं. अभी शुगर केन हमारा प्राइमरी सेक्टर था, शुगर केन को जब हम सेकेंडरी सेक्टर में लेकर के आए तो इसकी प्रोसेसिंग हुई, एंड आफ्टर इट्स प्रोसेसिंग द शुगर केन इज कन्वर्टेड इनटू शुगर. ओके, दैट इज व्हाट दिस वर्क इज डन बाय द इंडस्ट्रीज. ओके, स्मॉल स्केल इंडस्ट्रीज और लार्ज स्केल इंडस्ट्रीज. सो प्राइमरी सेक्टर एंड सेकेंडरी सेक्टर आर ऑल्सो इंटरलिंक्ड विद ईच अदर. Now when we are talking about the manufacturing process, we come across the three industries, that is cottage industry, small scale industries and large industries. Now one by one we are going to study about all these industries कि आखिर ये तीनों industries होती क्या हैं. Cottage industries. What are the cottage industries? These are the very small industries which are established in a home. In a home, okay, on a very small capital. The capital which is required for establishing such type of industries is very small. Okay, generally in villages you can find these cottage industries. Okay, like biscuits and all, they come under the cottage industries also, where in the villages find their own employment. Okay, self-employment by establishing cottage industries. Small scale industries with a little high capital, or you can say the capital more than the cottage industries but less than large industries, those are known as small industries. And large scale industries are set up on a large priority with the large amount of capital. Okay, these are known as large industries. Now when we are talking about the secondary sector, I have already told you that whatever the things which we are getting from this primary sector, these are taken to the secondary sector and converted into some another material. हम प्राइमरी सेक्टर से उठा करके इन चीज़ों को सेकेंडरी सेक्टर में पहुंचाते हैं और उनका रूप परिवर्तित करके उनसे हम और चीज़ें प्राप्त करने की कोशिश करते हैं. जैसे हमने आपको एक शुगर केन का एग्जाम्पल दिया, दूसरा एग्जाम्पल आप ले सकते हैं कॉटन का. The second example you can take of cotton. Now cotton, it is obtained from the agricultural sector again, and after obtaining this cotton from agriculture sector, it is transported to the industries. अब इंडस्ट्रीज में इसकी प्रोसेसिंग होती है और इससे क्लॉथ्स बनाए जाते हैं. ओके, सो कॉटन इज योर प्राइमरी प्रोडक्ट एंड क्लॉथ इज योर सेकेंडरी प्रोडक्ट. इज इट क्लियर? नाउ after this secondary sector, we will talk about the tertiary sector. हम टर्शरी सेक्टर की बात करते हैं और जो चीजें जो एक्टिविटीज या जो कार्य टर्शरी सेक्टर के अंडर किए जाते हैं उन्हें हम टर्शरी इकोनॉमिक सेक्टर या टर्शरी इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटीज का नाम देते हैं. अब टर्शरी इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटीज होती क्या है? सबसे पहले हम फिर से प्राइमरी सेक्टर पे आते हैं और आपको ये बताते हैं कि इन प्राइमरी सेक्टर एंड इन सेकेंडरी सेक्टर the production process is done. Okay, whether we are growing anything over here, okay, or we are manufacturing anything over here. Production process is taking place, ओके प्रोडक्शन हो रहा है, चाहे हम प्राइमरी सेक्टर की बात करें या फिर हम सेकेंडरी सेक्टर की बात करें। लेकिन जब हम टर्शरी सेक्टर की बात करते हैं तो यहां पर कभी भी किसी चीज का प्रोडक्शन किया नहीं जाता। नो प्रोडक्शन टेक्स प्लेस इन द टर्शरी सेक्टर। नाउ व्हाट आर द थिंग्स दैट कम अंडर द टर्शरी सेक्टर? योर नंबर 1 is your transport services, number 2 is your communication services, number 3 is your banking and insurance services, and some other services are also there which is included in this tertiary sector. Now one by one we are going to cover this topic. First of all, it's given transport services. What is the basis or what is the motive of including this transport services in tertiary sector? आखिर transport services को tertiary sector में include करने का क्या मतलब है? Now one thing you should see, if sugarcane is grown in agricultural fields, okay, but if it is not transported from the agricultural fields to the industries, क्या production process हो पाएगा? बिल्कुल नहीं हो पाएगा। It will not take, the production process will not take place because sugarcane, we have to take this sugarcane from the agricultural fields to the industries, okay. After this sugarcane is reached to the industries, the process of production of sugar takes place. But if it is not transported, then the process of production is not going to take place. So it is necessary for the transportation, okay. This is the work of transportation services, means through the transportation services the goods from one sector to the another sector are carried out. अब आप सोचेंगे ट्रांसपोर्ट सर्विसेज प्राइमरी सेक्टर में तो बात कर ली, सेकेंडरी सेक्टर में ट्रांसपोर्ट सर्विसेज का क्या काम? व्हाट इज द नीड ऑफ ट्रांसपोर्ट सर्विसेज इन सेकेंडरी सेक्टर? जब हम सेकेंडरी सेक्टर में ट्रांसपोर्ट सर्विसेज की बात करते हैं तो इफ शुगर केन इज प्रोड्यूस्ड इन द सेकेंडरी सेक्टर और इन द इंडस्ट्रीज, ओके, देन विदाउट moving it from the industries to the market, can the ultimate consumer consume it? The consumer will not be able to purchase, because if the product manufactured in the industries is not brought down in the market, then the final or the ultimate consumer is not going to get the benefit of such product. अगर जो हम शुगर केन को इंडस्ट्रीज से उठा करके मार्केट तक नहीं पहुंचाते हैं, उनको ट्रांसपोर्ट नहीं करते हैं, तो जो हमारे कंज्यूमर होंगे, जो हमारे ग्राहक होंगे, उन ग्राहकों को इस चीज का बेनिफिट नहीं मिलेगा। ये होता है ट्रांसपोर्ट सर्विसेज का कार्य सेकेंडरी सेक्टर में। मतलब प्राइमरी सेक्टर में ट्रांसपोर्ट सर्विसेज ट्रांसपोर्ट करती हैं रॉ मटेरियल्स को इंडस्ट्रीज तक, और फिर इंडस्ट्रीज से फाइनल प्रोडक्ट जो होता है उसको ट्रांसपोर्ट किया जाता है मार्केट में। तो जो ट्रांसपोर्ट सर्विसेज होती हैं वो एक अहम किरदार निभाती हैं हमारे तीनों सेक्टर्स में। इट प्लेज अ वेरी वाइटल रोल in handling all the three sectors. The second thing is your communication services. Without communication, there is no production, there is no process of earning profits. What is communication? Communication is always a two-way process, okay? For a best and a better communication, the two-way process is very necessary. In this, you will get two things: the sender and the receiver. If only sender is there, then also communication process will not take place, and if only receiver is there, then also the communication process is not going to take place, because the chain of communication will break as soon as the message is delivered or as soon as the message is received, if any of the two components is not present. मतलब कि कम्युनिकेशन सर्विस को पूरा करने के लिए हमें एक सेंडर की और एक रिसीवर की, दोनों की आवश्यकता पड़ती है, क्योंकि जब मैसेज सेंडर से रिसीवर तक जाता है, सेंडर से रिसीवर तक जाता है, और जब रिसीवर तक वो मैसेज पहुंच जाता है, तब हम उसे कंप्लीट कम्युनिकेशन प्रोसेस कहते हैं। लेकिन अगर जो सेंडर से मैसेज जा रहा है और रिसीवर है ही नहीं, तो यहां पर पहुंचते ही मैसेज चेन ब्रेक हो जाती है और कम्युनिकेशन प्रोसेस अधूरा रह जाता है, ओके। तो कम्युनिकेशन प्रोसेस को पूरा करने के लिए हमें दोनों ही कंपोनेंट्स की जरूरत पड़ती है। So communication services, suppose there is any kind of deal which we have to crack. Now in the industries also many types of dealings are there. कई प्रकार की deals जो होती हैं वो crack की जाती हैं. तो क्या without communication services is it possible to crack the deals? No, it is not. So communication services play a role in making or cracking the deals. Now we come to the third part, that is banking and insurance services. What is the role of banking and insurance services? Okay, so when we talk about the banking sector, okay, when we are talking about the banking sector or the banking services, we say that banks play a major role in providing funds to the primary sector or to the secondary sector as well as to the tertiary sector itself also. बैंक्स जो होती हैं वो कई प्रकार के फंड्स प्रोवाइड करती हैं, चाहे वो लोन के बेसिस पर हो, वो एडवांसेस के बेसिस पर हो, ठीक है. तो ये सारे के सारे फंड्स प्रोवाइड करती है प्राइमरी सेक्टर को और सेकेंडरी सेक्टर को, क्योंकि विदाउट फंड्स, बिना फंड्स के, बिना पैसों के किसी भी कार्य को करना नामुमकिन होता है. तो बिना पैसे के ना तो हम प्राइमरी सेक्टर को रन कर सकते हैं, ना ही हम सेकेंडरी सेक्टर को रन कर सकते हैं और ना ही हम टर्शरी सेक्टर को रन कर सकते हैं. सो बैंकिंग एंड इंश्योरेंस सर्विसेज प्रोवाइड फंड्स to these sectors, to the industries, whether in primary sector it is for agricultural sectors or it is for animal husbandry, for fisheries, for mining or for forestry services. Everything, each and every step in each and every sector requires funds. And from where do they get these funds? उन्हें ये funds कहाँ से मिलते हैं? From banking and insurance services से. Okay. And the last is other services. Many other services are also provided by the tertiary sector, like you can say advices. Many types of advices are also provided by the tertiary sector. Okay, like advices, if any person wants to start up any business, so he can move on to the tertiary sectors, or he can contact to these tertiary sectors or the other services which are provided in the under the tertiary sector and take a guidance. Okay, these tertiary sectors guide the entrepreneurs or the upcoming entrepreneurs, new entrepreneurs, in order to set up a nice and a good and a successful business. So these comes under the other services. Now we have discussed about the primary sector, secondary sector and the tertiary sector, what comes under these sectors and whatever the activities which are carried out under these sectors, what are they known as. Now the next topic which we come across is the comparing or comparison of the three sectors. What or how these sectors are compared with each other. Okay, so one by one we are going to cover up these topics. Okay, now the next topic is comparing the three sectors. One by one we are going to cover up. Okay, first one is your economic interdependence. In the starting only I told you that all the three sectors are interdependent with each other. तीनों की तीनों sectors जो हैं वो आपस में interdependent हैं, चाहे वो प्राइमरी सेक्टर हो, चाहे वो सेकेंडरी सेक्टर हो और चाहे वो टर्शरी सेक्टर हो. All these three sectors are interdependent on each other. Okay, primary, secondary and tertiary, they all are incomplete without one another. Means if one sector is not available, then the other two sectors will also not be able to perform their functions properly. अगर इन तीनों में से किसी भी एक सेक्टर को हटा दिया जाए तो बाकी के बचे हुए दो सेक्टर्स अपना कार्य सही ढंग से कर नहीं सकते. ओके, यही कहता है, दिस ओनली सेज द इकोनॉमिक इंटरडिपेंडेंस मीन्स द थ्री सेक्टर्स आर इंटरडिपेंडेंट ईच अदर. विद द एग्जांपल आल्सो आई टोल्ड यू दैट फ्रॉम प्राइमरी सेक्टर इफ वी गेट शुगर केन, ओके, देन it is transported to secondary sector, and in secondary sector sugar cane is converted into sugar, and then from the secondary sector this sugar is transported to the markets, okay, with the help of transportation services. So this sugar is transported to the market. This shows the economic interdependence of each sector. Okay, This comes under your economic interdependence. The second one is your final goods and services. When we talk about the final goods and services, what do you understand by this term? आप समझते क्या है कि ये final goods and services आखिर होते क्या चीज है? Firstly, raw materials, जिसे हम कच्चा माल कहते हैं, raw materials. Okay, these raw materials are taken to the industries और उन इंडस्ट्रीज में इनकी प्रोसेसिंग होती है. ओके, आफ्टर द प्रोसेसिंग ऑफ द रॉ मटेरियल्स, दीज रॉ मटेरियल्स आर कन्वर्टेड इनटू फिनिश्ड गुड्स. फिनिश्ड गुड्स. व्हाट आर दीज फिनिश्ड गुड्स? द गुड्स विच आर रेडी फॉर द कंजम्पशन. ओके, द गुड्स विच आर रेडी फॉर द कंजम्पशन आर नोन एज फिनिश्ड गुड्स. द रॉ मटेरियल्स, they are transported to the industries, and in the industries these raw materials are converted into finished goods. That is what we are calling this finished goods. Final goods and services means all those goods and services which are finally, okay, which are finally ready for the consumption process or for the final consumption of the consumer are known as final goods and services. We should take one example. हम एक एग्जाम्पल के थ्रू समझेंगे. Like if we take an example of biscuit. Okay, if we take an example of biscuit, what are the ingredients which are mixed with this biscuit? I say flour, sugar, primary ingredients. Okay, these are the primary ingredients which are found in the biscuits. Okay, flour is your raw material. Okay, and sugar is also your raw material. When these two things are mixed up together, processed, then the final product which we are getting is the biscuit. Okay, this is what is the final goods and services. Now, if we are talking about this process, we say that flour, it is an intermediate product. Okay, and sugar is also an intermediate product for the industry. The industry is producing, with the help of these two products, the industry is producing one single product, that is your biscuit. Now, in this biscuit, suppose in the market we are getting up one packet of biscuit of 10 rupees. Okay, one packet of biscuit we are getting of 10 rupees. This 10 rupee includes the price of flour as well as the price of sugar. Okay, so whenever the national income is constituted or whenever the national income is computed, okay, then in that computation only the final goods and services, the value of the final goods and services is only included. जब कभी भी हम अपनी राष्ट्रीय आय और नेशनल इनकम को हम जब कभी भी कैलकुलेट करते हैं तो उसमें कभी भी हम इंटरमीडिएट प्रोडक्ट्स की वैल्यू को काउंट नहीं करते. हम हमेशा उसमें जो फाइनल गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज होते हैं उसी की वैल्यू को काउंट करते हैं. क्यों? क्योंकि अगर जो हम उसमें इंटरमीडिएट प्रोडक्ट या इंटरमीडिएट गुड्स की अगर जो हम वैल्यूज को काउंट करेंगे तो एक प्रॉब्लम आती है जिसको हम कहते हैं प्रॉब्लम ऑफ डबल काउंटिंग. डबल काउंटिंग का मतलब है कि जब हमने बिस्किट तैयार किया, when we have prepared a biscuit, the value of flour as well as the value of sugar is already included in the value of biscuit. Okay, so if we are adding the value of biscuit also and we are adding the value of flour and sugar also, so because the value of sugar and flour we have already added in this final product, and if we will add it again, the problem of double counting will occur. That is why only the value of final goods and services is only included in the computation of national income. National income में सिर्फ और सिर्फ हम final goods और services की ही बात करते हैं. Then we come to gross domestic product. What is this gross domestic product? GDP. This is the gross domestic product is the value of all final goods and services produced in a given period of time within the geographical boundaries of a country. Okay, what is the basic definition of GDP? The value of all final goods and services produced within a given period of time. Basically it is 1 year, okay, one accounting year. The value of all final goods and services produced in one accounting year within the geographical boundaries of a country is known as GDP. Okay. For the computation of GDP, what we do is, the GDP is calculated. When we talk about the computation of GDP, we talk about the three methods. The first is your value added method. The first one is your value added method. The second one is your income method. And the third one is your expenditure method. These three methods are considered to calculate the GDP of a country, and whatever the method we are using, whether it is value added method, whether it is income method, or whether it is an expenditure method, all three methods will give you just one answer. Okay. So if we are talking GDP, what are the things which we include in GDP? When we talk about income method, when we talk about the income method, we say rent, profits, royalty, okay, mixed income, interest, okay, all these things. Okay, when we talk about the income method, rent, profits, royalty, mixed income, interest, all these things are computed with each other. They are calculated, and the income for the gross domestic product of a country comes. Okay, but when we are talking about the expenditure method, then what comes? When we are talking about expenditure method, the private final consumption expenditure, second comes your government final consumption expenditure, third comes your gross capital formation, and the fourth one comes your net exports. How do we get net exports? Net exports we arrive from exports minus imports. Okay, this is how we compute the gross domestic product through the expenditure method. Okay, so all these three things are very important for comparing the three sectors. Without or in absence of any of these three things, the comparison of the three sectors is almost impossible. So today we have covered about the activities, economic activities of all the three sectors. We have compared what are the things or what are the bases on which all the three sectors are compared. Okay, so I hope you would have understood all the things which we have discussed over here today. So we will meet in the next video with the next part of this chapter. Till then, goodbye. Thank you.